lot of conflict, a lot of friction between the team. So for a team of scientists and engineers, you must position it correct. In order to drive change, you have to understand one another. This is part 2 of using AI to create your own personalized everything disc workshop. If you didn't get a chance to watch part 1, make sure you do so. I'll include a link to it at the end of this video. So we are again creating a customized workshop for a group of scientists and engineers. And we're doing that because since they're not able to get along, there's a lot of conflict, a lot of friction between the team. What's the impact to the business? And that is delays. Things aren't getting across the finish line. People are unhappy. There's a high turnover rate. There are many other costs out there that can be associated when there's friction amongst a team. Does any of that sound familiar to you? If so, let me know in the comments. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it with Gemini. So I started with the first prompt here, same as in the previous video. Let's compare and see what we get. The next prompt was, you are also an expert at facilitating everything disc workshops. And I will also be including all of these prompts in the description section, which I should have mentioned, so you can just follow along on your computer. Make sure you have your laptops out and are following along. That's why they call it a workshop. Getting dark here so early. You can see the sun setting here in California. Is it getting dark early by you? Let's see if there's any differences thus far. In here, yes, I agree, but with a strategic caveat. Everything disc is highly effective for reducing friction, specifically because it depersonalizes the conflict. However, the team of scientists and engineers, you must position it correctly. For a team of scientists and engineers, you must position it correctly, or they will dismiss it as soft skills fluff. And that is true. And by the way, I'm a scientist and engineer. I'm actually a chemical engineer, and I definitely could see that. This is very good information. Why DISC works for scientists and engineers. You're going to have to persuade them from the standpoint of data, and there's a lot of research, a lot of data, a lot of statistics, right? This is validated with an R squared, I believe, of approximately 0.9. So things like that to win them over. But the key is, I think, giving them that information, why it's important, and tying everything to metrics that affect their organization. It's got to be measurable. Let's keep going. Now, this prompt was the next prompt, sample role-playing scripts, and then followed by a critique. So I won't spend any time on this first. We'll get that next prompt ready. So tell me, while this output is being generated, what sort of conflict have you had at your business, whether it's your business or you work for someone else? Do you see how this tool might be of interest to you? Let me know in the comments, or reach out at info@aesresults.com. AES stands for Aligned Executive Solutions. That is my company. So here is critiquing from the response of an attendee. Now we're going to revise the response. Boom. My verdict as an attendee: the concepts are solid, the scenarios are legitimate, but the scripted dialogue needs to be de-jargoned. Okay. So now we're going to incorporate the suggestions. The 7th prompt is coming up here. This is in order to maximize the value. I was getting too impatient. Okay, here we go. Let's just go through one of these. Let's go through a high I versus a high C. And the reason here I'm doing this is because I'm actually CD style. My dot is just below the CD line. Focus, divergent thinking versus convergent thinking. The goal, creating a sandbox for ideas so the C style doesn't kill them too early. The setup, Taylor is pitching a wild new feature. Jordan, the skeptic, is citing the hardware limitations. Yes, the CD styles, or the C, they're always in skeptical mode or questioning mode, and it's often misunderstood by others because they think you're not trusting. It's not that we're not trusting. We're able to trust. The problem is that for the C style, it needs to be backed by data. And they're always thinking, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? Because they want to make it perfect. The C styles tend to be perfectionists. Are you a C style? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are, I'm a CD style. Okay, so Jordan, the skeptic. Taylor, I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm looking at the spec sheet. The hardware literally cannot support what you are pitching. I know the current hardware can't, but we aren't building for the current hardware. We're building for version 2.0 release next year. Jordan says, you didn't say that. You said, let's build this now. Taylor responds, okay, bad phrasing. Let's do a simulation. Let's assume for the next 20 minutes that we have infinite battery life. Just a sandbox exercise. Does the feature make sense for the user? Jordan, again, the C style, the skeptic. Okay, if we are working in a hypothetical sandbox with no battery constraints, yes, the feature is good, but let's map it out. But at 3 p.m., we have to discuss how to actually power it. Taylor, deal. 3 p.m. is for reality. Right now is for the concept. So the facilitator note, engineers love sandboxing by framing the conversation as a simulation with relaxed constraints. The high C feels safe to explore because they aren't committing to a bad plan. So which one of those, Jordan or Taylor, resonated with you? It's amazing what you can do with this. Now we're going to jump into prompt number 7, which is the ROI. So if you invest in a program like this, what are you going to get? Many times people want to just focus in on activities that are not human capital related, but I have proven it myself how powerful these things can be. So it gives you here to justify the investment. Here we got pillar 1, velocity, reduced decision latency. Pillar 2, quality, reduced rework and tech debt. Pillar 3, asset protection, retention. People quit managers, not companies. High-performing engineers often quit because their manager, a promoted engineer, micromanages them, high C, or ignores their need for stability, high D. So if you are a high C, chances are you're going to be in not trusting, questioning, which leads to micromanagement. So pillar, okay, that was 3 pillars. And now let's jump into the 8th and final prompt right here. Are you trying this at home? Are you at work? Let me know. Send me a yes in the comment section, please. All right, so here's the sustainment challenge, the setup. We are going to do a quick system check on our communication based on the DISC workshop. The goal is efficiency. We want to stop writing 3 emails when 1 would do. Ooh, does that resonate with some of you? We all default to writing in our own style. Today, we are going to manually override that default to match the receiver's protocol. So this is real important, and I'm going to just pause right there, or interrupt this right there, because this is something that you can actually, many times you can see this with the way people text. So if you know someone that writes you short, blunt texts, those are likely the D styles. If you know someone that has ever sent you a text that is like pages long, where you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, those are likely the I's and the S's. So in this exercise, everyone open your drafts folder and look at the last important email you sent today. Compare it against this cheat sheet. Did you write it for yourself or the recipient? Display this slide handout. The priority, velocity, collaboration, stability. Okay, so these are the different styles. So the D says, remove the fluff, delete the how are you intro, the optimization, bluff, bottom line up front, state the ask in line 1. So you see, these are the blunt. Who do you know? Do you know any celebrities that fit this? Any public figures that fit this style? The eyes, add warmth. This is the bug to fix. Add warmth. Don't be too transactional or cold. So now what you want to do is reword it. Check in. Use a subject line that isn't scary. Very accurate. The steady people, if they write, add context, don't surprise them, explain why. The optimization, safety, confirm what is not changing, okay? And the C, accuracy, add evidence, don't be vague, attach the data. And the logic, use bullet points and clear dates. I'm very much a bullet point person, whether it's for presentations or whatever. Like, I can't read from scripts. I just like looking at bullet points. So now the debrief, raise your hand if you just realized you sent a C-style wall of text to a D-style executive. That will annoy them so bad. And because I'm CD, there has to be a balance. But I have received emails before where I say, this is just, I have to set it aside because I need to move on to the next thing. I'll read it some other day. So here it gives you an action item. For the rest of the week, before you hit send on high stakes emails, check the protocol. If you're writing to a D, cut the word count in half. If you are writing to an S, add a sentence about support. Now, I'll pause right there because why is this important? This is important because in order to drive change, you have to understand one another and how to get points across. So I'm going to be doing a video real soon that talks about how to win over different styles, people especially that aren't of your style. As an example, if I want to win over an I style individual, what I have to remember, which is really hard for me, is that I need to take time to recognize them, reward them, appreciate what they did. Whatever it is, that is super important. Once I do that, now I have their attention. Now I can have them drive whatever change. For someone like me, I don't need pats on the back. I am a balance of the CD style. So those are my dominant traits. And if my boss doesn't tell me what a great job I did, I won't even think about it, right? Because for me, my performance results are going to indicate what I'm able to get done. Did I meet or exceed? And it's going to be reflected in my bonus. That's the way my mind works. Other people are different. They need the empathy. They want to talk. They might communicate. They might be long-winded when they communicate, which is how I would interpret some of those long emails and long texts. But once you're aware of it, you start to win different people styles once you recognize what's important to them. And then you get their attention, and then you get things done. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought. Which output was better? In my opinion, I think I actually kind of really liked the practicality of Gemini, but both of them extremely valuable. But it just goes to show you that how today, through people, innovation, strong systems, and using technology such as AI, the world is changing and you have to adapt to it. I hope you found this video of value. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you haven't done so, please make sure you subscribe. Also, for those that stayed through to the end, if you're interested, I'm giving away 5 free Everything Disc Workplace assessments. All you have to do is reach out to me with your email address, info@aesresults.com. The first 5 that I receive will be receiving that free assessment. Take the test. It's about 20 minutes. I look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Thanks so much for watching.